Hello, my name is Iona and I'm an associate musician with Drake Music Scotland, and I'm going to be delivering online pre-recorded music sessions for Gordon Secondary School and some of the pupils at Gordon Secondary School. This is the first time I've worked with the school and I'm really excited to get in and get started with all the sessions. But before we do that, I thought I'd make this little video for the staff that I'm going to be working with, because unfortunately I won't get the chance to meet you in person face to face, which I'm very sad about, but that's just the situation. Hopefully maybe towards the end of the term I can come in and run a few sessions in person, fingers crossed, but for now we'll do these videos. So yeah, this is just a little hello video, a little welcome from me, a little bit about Drake Music Scotland and what we do, a little bit about the technology we use and how I run the sessions. So yeah, I come from an organisation called Drake Music Scotland. Drake Music Scotland are quite a big organisation and they work all over Scotland and all over different areas of Scotland with adults and children with disabilities and additional support needs. And with those people we make music. That's what we do, we make music, but we make music in a way that is accessible for everybody. And we do a lot of thinking outside the box, we do a lot of adaptable stuff, we do a lot of working with music technology, because music tech is a really great way of making sure that everybody can interact and engage with sessions and activities. So yeah, we like to be quite innovative, we like to think outside the box, and we like to have fun, really is the main thing that we like to do in our sessions. We like to do music and we like to have fun. In terms of this specific project, working with Gordon Secondary School, this was originally supposed to be a kind of creative project, and we were going to be working with, I was going to be working with you guys, and then at the end of the term, which was now 2 summers ago, we were supposed to all kind of get together and have a big concert with all the other schools in Aberdeenshire, and have a little bit of interaction, and all the pupils perform their little piece and it all comes together. It's a really lovely event, and something that I hope we can do this year, next year now probably, going forward. It's a really good thing, it's a really fun thing to be a part of, but unfortunately that project has kind of had to halt in its track. But instead we are going to still have a creative time and a fun time in our projects this term. And we're going to be focusing on this little theme that's called To Share a Smile. So a lot of the activities we'll be doing are the purpose of sharing either with each other or with other schools, hopefully. We're going to have a lot of fun and we're going to have a lot of creativity flowing, hopefully. So I mentioned earlier that at Drake Music Scotland we use quite a lot of tech, music tech, to run activities and to engage pupils in the sessions. So if there is any tech stuff involved that I will need the help of you guys in the actual sessions to do, I will make sure that you have plenty of instructions beforehand. I will keep everything as simple as I possibly can. And if there is something that you don't know how to do, you're worried about, or you want to learn, I'm not saying you have to, just let me know and I can give you a hand with all the techie stuff. But yeah, I will be keeping it really simple. The other thing that I wanted to have a quick chat to you about today is communication. So obviously I'm not going to be at the sessions in person at all, and that makes it quite difficult for me to gauge any of the responses from the pupils and tailor sessions to their needs and their abilities. So something that I'm going to have to rely on quite a lot is the communication between myself and the staff. Anything I can get from you after sessions would be really helpful, even if it's like a 1-minute video of somebody playing something that we've done in the session, or maybe a quick video of everybody saying what they liked or what they didn't like, or just a couple of lines in an email, just to tell me how things went, how things got on, if there's something you'd rather I didn't do next time, or if there's something you'd rather I did do. Please just let me know, because that's the only way that I'm going to be able to make these videos in the best way that I can. So anything I can get from you would be really great. I'd be really grateful for. The next thing I wanted to have a quick chat about was supporting pupils in sessions. So I won't be in sessions, which we've established already, and I am really gutted about that. But there are some things that I wanted to share with you that I always try and keep in mind when approaching sessions and approaching planning things and delivering things and working with pupils, that I thought I'd share with you. So it's kind of 5 things. The first thing is time. So it's really important that everybody has the time that they need to respond and react to certain situations and activities. And everybody is different, and if for one person it takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of time. If for another person it doesn't take a lot of time, that's absolutely fine. But please give them the time that they need to react and respond to things. If you need to pause any of the videos to do this, please do. At any point you can just press the pause button and I will stop talking, and you can have as much time as you need to play a certain thing over and over again, or do another activity a couple times just so that pupils can get used to it. The second thing I always like to think about when in sessions is independence of pupils. So please, when supporting pupils, don't control their movements. I would suggest moving instruments to them if that makes things easier, but we like for them to explore their own ways to connect with instruments. Yeah, it's really important that they can connect to instruments and activities in a way that suits them and isn't a way that is somebody else's idea of how something would be. So the third thing I always like to think about in a session is adaptability. And I've mentioned this already. One of the things that we do at Drake Music Scotland is make sure that we're really innovative and thinking outside the box in terms of how people interact with instruments and interact with activities. So we like to be really adaptable. It's really, really important that everybody can play music and create music. And if there are sometimes ways we do this that aren't quite within the preconceived idea that we have of how things are played or how instruments are used, that's absolutely fine. So take, for example, an iPad. We typically use our hands with an iPad, but for some people they might use their elbow, they might use their nose, they might use their foot. It could be any part of the body, and that's kind of just an example of how to approach certain instruments and certain activities. Sometimes it's just be adaptable, explore things, and what works best with the people works best with the people. The fourth thing is very similar to adaptability, being flexible, especially right now with the whole COVID and the pandemic. Everybody has been really, really flexible, and even by recording these sessions, we're having to be flexible in what we do, and I really appreciate the support with that. But just keep an open mind in sessions is what I would suggest. Keeping flexible. If there's something that I say in the video that I'm using a resource or something that you don't have access to or isn't readily available, you don't have to follow those instructions exactly. Just think outside the box and say, for example, if I'm using a drum and you don't have a drum, you could use pencils. You could use pencils on a table. You could use a water bottle as a drum. You could use your own body instead. What I say doesn't have to go. I obviously have no idea what's happening in the class at that point, and if you've had to move rooms unexpectedly or if something's happened and you don't have access to what you'd normally have, yeah, think outside the box and use other things instead. Please don't stress about it. Use what you can. What I say doesn't have to go. And the fifth thing to think about in sessions is fun. As I said, this term is very much going to be, we're focusing a lot on having fun and making sure that these kids are kind of having the 20 minutes of the session just to escape and enjoy the activities and yeah, have fun with music. Yeah. So yeah, thank you very much for watching this little video. I hope it's given you a brief insight into what sessions are normally like. I'm really sorry that I can't be there in person to run the sessions, and I really hope that I can at some point in the future. Please keep in touch, keep communicating with me. If there are things that are working and things that aren't working, please let me know. I know that's adding to your ever growing list of things you probably have to do as teachers and as pupil support assistants, and generally working in schools. I know that you're all very, very busy, but anything I can get I would be very much appreciative of. Thank you very much for watching this little video, and I hope you really enjoy the sessions when they start coming to you. Thank you very much. Bye!